Okay, folks, I decided to make a vertical pallet rack garden, and I procured this pallet from one of my good friends, and I'm getting ready to widen the gaps between the boards, so I have a little bit more, kind of like growing room, I guess, if you call it, whatever you want to call it, to put succulents in. So let's see how this progresses. I keep going. Okay, guys, I started using this little circle saw to make the gaps wider by cutting like an inch, off these boards, off the bottom of these boards. And we're just going to continue straight up the crate and actually the pallet and see how far we could get and hopefully not mess it up too bad. So here's a view from the other side. I cut all the horizontal slots. I strip cut them, I guess. Is that what you call them? I have no idea. So anyway, I made all this room, and now I'm just gonna sand the rest of it down and then complete it, and I'll show you as I go along. Okay, after making the gaps between the horizontal boards wider, I'm going to sand it. I already went ahead and pounded the nails down and took some of the nails out that were kind of sticking up and out of the way. And I'm just going to go sand it down, and then after that we're going to stain it and seal it. So I went ahead and started sanding it. I sanded the top and sides, and I started the first three boards going down. So this is what they look like, kind of sanded. And you can see, well, that board was kind of messed up, but that's okay. And it's just taking all the rough edges off, as opposed to the unsanded board. You can see that. So I'm just going to continue, and we're going to make our way through this project. All right, so now I have the entire front side sanded. I'm going to go over the sides and just go to the back. I'll flip it upside down and catch the bottoms. Keep you guys. Okay, so now it's all sanded. The gaps are made wider. Now I may burn the wood with a torch to give it some contrast along the grain. And if not, I'm just gonna continue my plan, stain and seal. Then I'm gonna put the backs on, and we'll continue with the project by adding potting soil or succulent soil, whatever the case may be. I'll look into that and see what's the best options for the plants that I'm going to use, okay? See you guys later. Okay, guys. Okay, so this has still been a project, and basically I used Kill, Stain, and Seal. It's kind of old. I had it sitting in my garage. It didn't cost anything, and when I bought it, it was on clearance, and I had about a quarter of a gallon left, and it came in real handy. So what I'm going to do is add these little pieces here to fit the back of the pallet, kind of to make it kind of like even with these crossbars. And then I'm going to stain and seal these boards. They came from other pallets. My friends gave that to me. So we're going to stain those, seal them with actually it's all in one, stain and seal. Kills. This is so old, but it's still good. Isn't it nasty? But look, I did a lot of stuff with that. I did this whole dragon fruit trellis. Basically, it's not the way most people do their dragon fruit, but hey, I gave it more support to hang on. And then I also worked on my back, I guess flower bed if you want to call it. It's really small. It's 14 feet, 3 feet deep, and it goes down several feet, maybe 2 to 3 feet. And that I used a different stain and seal. I used solid stain and seal. It's made by Bear Premium Plus. I got that on clearance from Home Depot. I couldn't believe it. It was like $4.50. It's like I think it's like $45 a gallon. But I just went on the right day, and there it was, so I got it. So let's go ahead and continue this project. I mean, I went quite a bit ahead since the last time. You can see I got one more, I guess, a slat, whatever you want to call it, to stain and seal. Then I'm going to screw them in. I got small wood screws, and we'll continue on with the project. Keep you guys posted. Okay, so we're making a little bit more progress, and everything seems to be coming along okay. Put a little patch on the side because I had a little gap. This is just kind of recycled wood, so I'm just trying to patch it up as best as possible. And I'll continue with this next piece here, and then one more piece to add to the top, and we're gonna see what happens. All right, usually. Okay, I'm back here working on the vertical pallet garden. I did the stain and seal on just about everything, and I installed the bottom pieces into the pallet, and then I also painted the brackets that I'm going to use to hold it. Okay, just got back, and I am installing the back plates to the pallet. Got to put the middle section on, and there's a top section kind of underneath all this junk. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I added the rest of the backboards to the pallet, and I turned it on its side so I have access to the bottom. I added 4 drain holes. So what I'm going to do next is put sphagnum moss on the bottom and rocks, so that way it would drain okay. Okay, so I have these rocks from Home Depot, and I just went ahead and added them here, and you can see the sphagnum moss. So I'll just add more sphagnum moss to the other side. So at this point, I went ahead and added the sphagnum moss and the rocks at the bottom of the pallet. I added some drain holes from the last segment. And now what I'm going to do is turn this pallet on its side and lay it on the ground and add the soil. Like I have Kellogg's palm and cactus, and I have Miracle-Gro palm, cactus, and citrus as well. So we're going to go ahead and lay this down and add the soil when this is on its when it's laying down. That way we don't have to struggle adding it from the top as it sits vertical. So what I did, I gave it a head start as it was sitting vertical, and I added some soil to the bottom. I just made it a little bit easier. Now we're gonna just lay it down and then fill the rest of it in. Okay, so this is 2 bags of cactus, palm, and citrus soil. I'll add the Miracle-Gro. I use the Kellogg's, as you can see. I think I have another bag of Kellogg's. And then once this is all full, or the majority of it full, I'll stand it back up on its side. I pre-drilled those brackets to screw into the sides of the planter. Okay, see you guys a little bit. So when I went to lift the pallet up, about half the soil came out, and you can see it here. So I'm just going to use my little trash shovel and scoop it back in. Then I'll attach the braces, and then we'll show you guys what that looks like. So at this point, I am screwing the side braces in. I just did the right side, or depending on how you look at it, it's the left side. But I need to do the other side now, and that's going to go there. I have this standing up right now. It's vertical, and you'll see one brace on this side, and come around to the other side. And here you go, you'll see this brace. Sorry, I just don't have room to get a better view. I have a really limited and tight working space. Now I'm just going to put like a 2x4 to secure those bottom 2 pieces. And that's right here. It's going to go similar, something like this. Something like that. I'll make that fit. Okay, all I need to do is add more soil. And let me show you the back side. It's just not a whole lot of room for me to make a video. But you get the idea. And back to the side. And this is what we're going to do now. So all I'm going to do now is kind of hose this down a little bit. And after we add more soil, we're going to add the succulents. Okay, folks, so here is the vertical pallet rack garden. It's all complete. It was a real pain actually to put the plants in these little spaces, because every time you would move the dirt, it would kind of fall out to the next level and then to the next level. So I think the best thing to do was get the soil super wet and pull a little bit out, and then put your succulent in, and then just pack the soil around the succulent. That's pretty much it. Someone wanted to see a picture of the back. I did that in the earlier segment of this video. It's just a pain to do right now. It's off the wall. I live in a townhome. I don't want to get in any hot water with the homeowners association of all things. And these are some of the other plants that I just got going on. A couple of orchid cuttings from Home Depot. They were like $1. I repotted them. They're growing great. And a couple of carnivorous plants there. Just some living stones. The rest of the succulents. I guess the chicken hens. The little ones I just kind of repotted. A couple of other things. And I have these. I think they're desert rose. I think they're called a black rose. I had a whole bunch of them in the backyard. I cut them down. And I got a couple of other like succulents and cactus from some of the plant shows. I like these baseball plants, and just a couple other things here, and then a couple more carnivorous pitcher plants, and just my other junk that I'm trying to revive in these little pots. And then of course I added veggies to the vegetable garden. Some aren't doing too well. It gets really hot out here in Southern California, and some kind of rodent problem. And on top of that, I had some snails. I put some snail bait down. I don't really know how well that's going to work, but these are doing pretty well. These are beets, bull's beets, and then I had some Chinese cabbage. We'll see how it works out. This is the first time I'm doing something like this. Some what is this? Some Swiss chard, carrots, peppers, onions. That's it.